Welcome, everybody, to another edition of Speaker Co-op TV. We're doing our 5 questions this time with Lori Vann. Hi, Lori.
Hello.
As we do each time, we're interviewing Lori about what she speaks about so that the groups who need her can find her easily, and also all the folks that she helps can get her programs and find out about her regular programs that she offers to help folks. So, Lori, why don't we just start with question number 1 and tell us about the main topic you're sharing with folks these days.
Well, there's sort of 2 main topics. The first one for the general public is on boundaries setting in all types of environments, from friends, family, work, dating. And then it's sort of related, but I also speak quite a bit on self-injury education because it's much more common than what people realize, and it affects children in elementary school to adults in their 50s and 60s, and that more people are out there injuring than what we realize.
Wow, tell us about the folks who should hear this information, the groups you want to be in front of to share this knowledge.
Well, for the self-injury aspect, it would be everything from school districts, which I have several speaking engagements with some of the school districts coming up, to anyone that is a caregiver of a child or a teenager. Youth ministers in particular may benefit from this, teachers, and just especially parents.
Okay, do you also talk to the kids about this stuff too?
Yes, I also can speak to youth groups, and I have in the past, as far as self-injury education and learning different ways to deal with stress besides hurting oneself.
You have a nickname about young people, don't you?
A parent had nicknamed me the Teen Whisperer.
Well, that's great. That's really good stuff. Tell us something, a quote that inspires you.
It was difficult to pick just one quote because depending on, excuse me, what kind of day that I'm having, certain quotes work better than others, but I did like Philippians 4:6 that says, "Do not be anxious about anything, but in everything by prayer and petition work with thanksgiving, present your request to God." And in working with so many people that deal with anxiety, and then just the nature of my business, there's a lot of balls to juggle. It's a good reminder for me to just chill out, and it's going to be okay, and just keep the focus where it needs to be.
That's great. Tell us a little bit about who you spend your days with. I know you you have a private practice. Tell us just a little bit about your practice.
Well, the private practice is North Carrollton, and I have 2 offices. So there's my office, and right next door to me are my interns that are able to provide lower cost counseling services. So I spend my days supervising them and then doing speaking or media consulting as other parts of the business, and then the counseling. I work with clients that are ages 12 to about 65. And half of the caseload is teenagers, and the other half is adults.
Got it. That's got to be rewarding, but also that's hard work.
It is challenging work sometimes, but the rewards are wonderful. When I have a client that has come from being very suicidal and just can't see any positives in the world to now they're having healthy relationships and their grades have improved, or their marriage has improved, and it's awesome, and it's extremely humbling.
That's great. That's great. Tell us something most people don't know about Lori Vann.
Well, on and off over the last year and a half, when I have the chance to do it, I take Gaelic classes. So one of my goals is to make it over to Ireland and be able to communicate with some of the native Irish people in their native language of Gaelic.
Wow.
And Yeah, would like to do some speaking, doing some missionary speaking work while I'm over there too.
Have you learned how to introduce yourself in Gaelic yet?
I have. It's just doing it on the spot gets me a little nervous. I actually had a chance to attempt it some when I was at uh, a resort on vacation, and there was someone from Ireland, and sort of made my way through the whole basic, Gia Deech and how are you and that kind of thing.
Okay, well, I guess I won't put you on the spot then. Uh, Tell us about some of your upcoming programs. I know what you're currently educating folks about, and some of the things you have coming up.
Well, it's in September, and it's going to be something that I repeat every so many months. I'm doing the Boundaries 101, which will cover boundaries with your kids, with friends, with family members, work, and in the dating world. Because I see boundaries being such a core issue behind depression, anxiety, and all sorts of bad behaviors we get ourselves into. And that will be taped and will be available for purchase at a later date. October will be my dating seminars, the Dating 101 and 202, and that's repeated every so many months as well. Then in November, I'll have a presentation on perfectionism and the problem with it, followed a little bit later that afternoon with stress management. And I do the stress management presentations throughout the year and tailor them to specific groups. So I can tailor it to stress management from a Christian perspective, and I can do it stress management for the upcoming holidays. And then January, I'll do the big training on self-injury education and treatment.
Wow, you got a lot going on.
Yes, I tend to keep a little bit busy, but I love the opportunity to educate the public. I love getting the questions from them, and if I don't know something, the opportunity to do the research to find out, what the answer is, and then share it with them.
Well, and I know you still have time in your schedule for speaking engagements, so remember that, folks, as you're watching this video. As busy as Lori is, she can still find time to speak to your school, to speak to your church, speak to your business group. It really, in-house, I think there's a lot of useful stuff that you have for people who are employees inside a company.
Yes.
And how to deal with each other, right?
Very much so. And I've spoken at different networking groups about boundaries in the workplace, and would love to be able to share that with different business organizations or human resources departments, and in addition to talking about how managers and companies can maybe better treat their employees to reduce the risk of short-term disability claims.
Well, that's great. So you can keep people productive.
Yes.
That's important for those business folks today. Well, why don't you say farewell in Gaelic, and then I'll sign us off.
Boy, I'd say everything from Feki Mehu to Slán.
All right, good deal. Well, Slán from Lori Vann and Jeff Klein. Thanks for watching another edition of Speaker Co-op TV. And wherever you're seeing this, whether it's on our YouTube channel or on Lori's speakercoop.com page or on Lori's website, check out the other two places to learn about more great speakers and more great opportunities. That's it for this edition of Speaker Co-op TV. Thanks, everybody.